shine and see the Enforcement Directorate is being used to silence voices of the opposition, says the Shiv Sena. Uddhav Thackeray has said, like real life Pushpa, Sanjay Raut is strong, he will not bend, wo jhukega nahi.
At the outset, let me please say that there are few investigative agencies that work on the premise of the substantive evidence that is procured. One being the Enforcement Directorate and the second being the CBI. Now, we all know the reference to context. If you have a Patra Chawl where there has been, whether it's HDIL, including people from their families who have given money, received money, kickbacks been giving, money laundering to the tune of 1,040 crores, is this not a serious charge, Gaurav? If the Enforcement Directorate has accumulated and collected thousands of crores of ill-gotten wealth, which belongs to you, me, and the taxpayers, is this not substantive? I want to ask that, are they supposed to do their job based on evidence or on judgment? We are not for 1 minute suggesting that Sanjay Raut is guilty or innocent, but political insulation, and for those people who believe that in positions of power they can get away scot-free and get away with the understanding that because they belong to a political party there will be no investigation, gone are those days. Do understand that we want transparency,
gone are those days. Your being a political leader or a member of parliament gives you that immunity from prosecution in case you're allegedly involved in a 1,034 or 1,040 crore rupees scam. And Sanjay Raut will have to go through the process and explain whether crores came to his family through these properties or plots in the Patra Chawl scam.
गौरव जी देखिए, सब अभी जो भी बातें हैं ये सब कुछ है, ऑल ऑफ जस्ट इन्वेस्टिगेशन, सब इन्वेस्टिगेशन के थ्रू है। और इन्वेस्टिगेशन आज तक पिछले 2.5 सालों से आप जब से देख रहे हैं सरकार बनी है, हमने कभी भी ईडी, सीबीआई, एनसीबी कभी इनके ऊपर कभी उंगली नहीं उठाई। हमेशा रिस्पेक्ट, ड्यू रिस्पेक्ट, हमने कभी भी कहा कि अपने काम उनको करने दीजिए, वो जो भी उनका काम है उनको निष्पक्ष होकर करना चाहिए। हमने कहा पॉइंटेड नहीं होना चाहिए कभी, मतलब आप जब एक शख्स के ऊपर आप उसको पॉइंट करें, वो नहीं होना चाहिए। बाकी आप अपना काम कीजिए, अगर किसी ने कोई गलत किया ही नहीं तो उसके साथ गलत होगा कैसे? तो बिल्कुल। और इस तरह से गौरव जी, अगर हम कहेंगे कि आज जो भी बातें हो रही हैं 1000 करोड़ की हो रही हैं, या whatever the 637 plot is there, houses is there, and either the 3,500 to be constructed, वो होने थे या नहीं हुए, या गुरु आशीष कंपनी के थ्रू होना था या क्या होना था, तो और जो भी है ये सब एक उस पे है कि अभी जो भी
टाइम आउट इन्वेस्टिगेशन होना चाहिए। बट मुनीश पांडे, Enforcement Directorate officials are in the line of fire. They are being called an extension, ED, extension department of BJP, says Priyanka Chaturvedi of the Shiv Sena. Sanjay Raut, Shiv Sena claims Sanjay Raut sought time to appear before the ED after the parliament session. How is ED responding to this allegation that this is vendetta, that they went and arrested him, not giving him an extension? Munish.
Yeah, well, Gaurav, as far as this entire case is concerned and the role of Enforcement Directorate is concerned, what they are claiming that they have 3 hard evidence apart from the other documentary evidences and witness statement, which anyone can say that they have been taken under, under pressure or there is any other thing. That allegation can be leveled against the Enforcement Directorate. But as far as the documentary evidence is concerned, I have the documents from the Enforcement Directorate. It was presented before the court also. And what the Enforcement Directorate has claimed before the court is that there was one transaction in 2009, and this was a private, it was a direct account-to-account transaction between Praveen Raut and Varsha Raut, wife of Sanjay Raut. That is one instance. Second is, there was an investment of 29.50 lakh rupees by Sanjay Raut and Varsha Raut in a company of Praveen Raut, but within a month, that 29.5 lakh rupees was returned to Sanjay Raut and Varsha Raut. In addition to that, there was a profit of 37.5 lakh rupees given to Sanjay Raut and Varsha Raut. Apart from that, the most interesting part is, which the ED is claiming, that there was an investment of 5,625 rupees. Again, I will repeat, 5,625 rupees, and in exchange of that there was a profit of 13,94,375 lakh rupees given to Sanjay Raut's wife. In overall, it comes to 1 crore and 6 lakh rupees. Now, what ED sources are telling us that in which scheme any common person has seen that if you invest 30 lakh rupees, you will get a profit of 37 lakh rupees. That is, if within a month you will get 67 lakh rupees by investing just 30 lakh rupees. Apart from that, you are investing 5,000 rupees, you are getting 13 lakh rupees. And now ED is claiming these are the documentary evidence. They have the bank balance, they have the transaction details from both the sides, and based on these documents, based on these evidence, they have arrested Sanjay Raut. Now,
so let's take this step by step. Let's take this step by step, because all of this is evidence that ED says will be submitted before a court of law. But Sahil, Uddhav Thackeray called Sanjay Raut a true Shiv Sainik. He's backing him to the hilt. Now, is there no fear that this Patra Chawl fire of this 1,034 crore rupees could singe him too, given the kind of evidence ED is producing in courts of law? Invest 5,000 rupees, get back 30 lakh rupees?
Well, Gaurav, Uddhav Thackeray's statement here, while supporting Sanjay Raut, is coming from the background what happened in June, month of June. The Shinde group split with the 40 MLAs, and he is hinting at those people who actually went to the Shinde group because there were ED cases against them. There were income tax raids against those people, and he has given particular examples about that. Specifically, if you talk about Kirit Somaiya had made allegations against Narayan Rane in 2017. Yes. Narayan Rane joined BJP. Kirit Somaiya stopped his allegations. He wanted an ED probe, which never happened. Uddhav Thackeray was hinting at this case as well. He was hinting at the case of Bhavna Gavli. Bhavna Gavli is now the chief whip of the Shinde group, which they claim is that Shiv Sena group in Lok Sabha. She was summoned 5 times by the ED officials. She never presented herself to the ED office. Now she has joined the Shinde group. She has not been called again by the ED officials in any of the cases. Anandrao Arsul, another Shiv Sena leader, he was, he got himself hospitalized when the ED officials went to ask him for to ask him questions. He did not appear in front of the ED. He was summoned multiple times, but he did not go there. He admitted himself in the hospital. Finally, now he had joined the Shinde group. No action against him. Kirit Somaiya had levied allegations against Anandrao Arsul as well. Then Yashwant Zadav, one of the biggest example. He was the standing committee chairman 3 times in the BMC, was supposed to be very close to Uddhav Thackeray and the family. In fact, during the income tax raids, a diary was confiscated from his residence, which had an entry that he had gifted a watch worth rupees lakhs to Matoshri. And Yashwant Zadav also tried to clarify that the Matoshri means the mother, his mother. Yashwant Zadav today is one of the deputy leader in the Shinde group. His wife, MLA from the Vaikala constituency, had joined the Shinde group, and now there is no action against him. So basically what he tries to say, Uddhav Thackeray, is that the people who had who had ED cases or the income tax cases, the central agencies behind these people, Pratap Sarnaik, one of the MLAs, had written an open letter to Uddhav Thackeray saying that join hands with the BJP, they will stop the ED probe, because there was an ED probe against Pratap Sarnaik as well. So he was hinting at these people, that these people, according to Uddhav Thackeray, went and joined the Shinde camp because they had central agencies cases against them.
Response, Shana NC, that's a very grave charge that's being leveled by the Shiv Sena, that it's the BJP ki washing machine. Anybody who joins the BJP, no investigation, the trail just goes cold. And where is Priyanka Chaturvedi wrong when she says the Enforcement Directorate is nothing but an extension department of the BJP to coerce the opposition to fall in line?
I have just 2 submissions to make. One, nobody is above the law, irrespective, whoever it could be. It could be a member of any political party, it could be an ordinary citizen. What is the ED probing? Whether it is a bank scam, whether it is money laundering, whether it's transactions, how HDIL gave Praveen Raut, Mrs. Raut, etc., are all in the public domain now. As we speak, none of us are sitting on judgment. We are only saying that yes, perpetrators of crime and gross corruption needs to be exposed and they need to be accountable for it. I don't
But
think
all
any
parties,
of
those
us
who
are-
join the BJP,
Yes,
the
absolutely,
trail suddenly goes
absolutely.
cold there, ma'am.
No. I would request you, Gaurav, to do a fact finding to see the kind of funds which have been recovered by the ED on investigation of all these wrongdoings of money laundering, etc. And I would just like to add to what Sahil said. He said people have joined BJP, and earlier Priyanka said that BJP has split Shiv Sena. I want to ask that when a party has an exodus of 40 MLAs moving out because they're so stifled, they believe that there is no commonality of any ideology. Their leadership, whether they're accessible or not, is a personal question, so I would not want to jump into that. But the Bharatiya Janata Party has had people from every political party be inspired by Prime Minister Modi, his working style and his clean image. And for those who want to join the Bharatiya Janata Party, they're not joining because of insulation as you're suggesting. They are joining because they believe that there is a larger cause, and that cause is best known to them. So I don't want to be their spokesperson. But when the ED is doing its job based on...
Shiv Sena says it's coercion of the Enforcement Directorate, but you've raised a point, and let me bring in Rajpunj onto this fact. Rajpunj, क्या उद्धव ठाकरे के लिए उनका लक्ष्य, वो अभी संजय राउत को बचा रहे और कह रहे हैं कि वो पुष्पा की तरह है कि वो झुकेगा नहीं, असली शिव सैनिक वही है, हिंदू हृदय सम्राट बाला साहेब ठाकरे की दिशा निर्देश पर वही चल रहे हैं। लेकिन क्या उद्धव ठाकरे का लक्ष्य वो जो 672 लोग हैं जिनको आज तक घर नहीं मिला इतने वर्षों बाद, उनको न्याय दिलाना नहीं होना चाहिए?
देखिए गौरव जी, हम कभी भी कानून के बीच में नहीं आते और कानून को हमेशा अपना काम करने देना चाहिए। उसमें जो भी लोग इस तरह से उसमें शामिल हैं उसके ऊपर कार्यवाही करेगी, तो उसमें तो कोई स्वाभाविक है, उसमें कोई इशू नहीं है। लेकिन दूसरी बात यह है कि अब दूसरी तरफ आप ये देखिए कि आज जो हमारे गद्दावर नेता है संजय राउत जी, जिन्होंने हमेशा शिव सैनिक क्यों उद्धव साहब ठाकरे ने बोला, हमारे हिंदू जो इस प्रकार की रणनीति और इस प्रकार के तहत जो हमारी शिव सेना है, उसके अंदर शिव सैनिक जो होता है वो सही को सही और गलत को गलत कहता है। तो गलत को गलत और सही को सही कहना, तो तब कहां गए थे भारतीय जनता पार्टी? जब अयोध्या का मामला था, जब CAA का मामला था, जब 370 का मामला था, तभी तो यही नेता थे, यही संजय राउत जी थे जिन्होंने खुल के इस बात पर समर्थन दिया था, इसके ऊपर बोला था। तो आज अगर वो विरोध कर रहे हैं किसी बात का, अगर आपको विरोध नहीं झेला जाता या आपको नहीं सहन होता, तो इसमें क्या है? इसमें आप मतलब ये पॉलिटिकल वेंडेटा हो जाएगा, राजनीतिक आप प्रतिशोध की भावना क्यों इसके बीच में लेके आएंगे? मैं दूसरी बात कहता हूं, नॉमिनेट नहीं होना चाहिए। नॉमिनेट करके किसी को आप प्रताड़ित करें या इस प्रकार से आप उसको लेके आए, तो वो गलत है।
उनका प्रोसिक्यूशन हो रहा है और प्रोसिक्यूशन नहीं। लेकिन साहिल, is the Shiv Sena in the line of fire that Uddhav Thackeray defends Sanjay Raut instead of campaigning for rights of those 672 people of Patra Chawl who are still waiting for their house after so many years, Sahil?
Well, there are multiple questions in this case, and you know, we can't just give an answer in a way that which will satisfy everybody. Is there a Patra Chawl case? Yes. The people have been waiting for their houses? Yes. Have they been duped by the builder? Yes. Have they been duped by the builder and the politicians' nexus? Yes. They have been waiting for the houses since 2010. There are at least 3 governments which have passed since 2010, but still these people did not get their houses. Yes. The builders who benefited out of this nexus, who are building their houses and selling it to the people, yes. So, you know, there are multiple angles to this story. Now, important part here is that, you know, after 15 years, this happened in 2010, the Patra Chawl people have been waiting for their houses since last 10 to 12 years. After 12 years, finally, Enforcement Directorate, and let me tell you, Mumbai EOW, Economic Offences Wing, had already taken the case, had already arrested Pravin Raut in this case. In 2021, ED registered the case, and after that, ED arrested Pravin Raut in the month of February. They have already filed a charge sheet against Pravin Raut, who is supposed to be very close to Sanjay Raut, and ED's case is that Pravin Raut is a front of Sanjay Raut. So obviously, the people who are at loss are not getting the houses yet. Finally, last year, The Maharashtra Housing Development Authority decided that they are going to build those houses and hand it over to the 672 families who have been suffering since last 12 years. So the onus is on the politicians. The onus is definitely on the political party who had their base in that particular area. Onus is also on the politicians who were involved in this particular scam, and if the people have not got houses. So
in
there
fact,
are two
Sahil,
different things.
the Shiv Sena says the onus is also on the Enforcement Directorate. That why did the Enforcement Directorate not take action despite investigating this case initially? When the Shiv Sena and the BJP were together, Munish, and that is something that the ED should come clean on. Shiv Sena says, when we were with the BJP, no action was taken against us. Only when they split with the BJP did the ED come into force to take action against Sanjay Raut and others. Munish.
Well, Gaurav, these allegations are not new for the Enforcement Directorate, and in past also there have been multiple such allegations by the opposition leaders and opposition parties claiming that whenever the person is in opposition, then there is a investigation against that person by the Enforcement Directorate. But if the same person is under investigation, and between that if the person joins the BJP or a alliance party of BJP, then there is no action against the very same person. Now these are allegations, but officially, whenever I have spoken to the official, they have claimed that not in a single case they have closed file of any person. The cases are under investigation. Maybe those persons have not been arrested, but not a single file has been closed by the Enforcement Directorate of those people who were earlier in opposition but now with the BJP.
Okay, files may not have been closed, but have they been put on the back burner? And is that the strategy that the Enforcement Directorate is adopting? But we'll be tracking the story very, very closely. Shaina NC, Raj Punj, Sahil Joshi and Munish for joining me here on this News Track special. Many thanks.